Hey, right here. Mm-mm. Oh, that's gross. So I just brushed my teeth. Like, I just brushed my teeth, like, just a minute ago. And I just tried to drink some of this, Arnold Palmer here, and that's nasty. Oh, God. Oh. I might have to violate my 1 Mountain Dew a day and go get a Mountain Dew. Because that was... So, I'm going to do a quick Chewie vlog before I start this Hearthstone stream. Because it's just too funny. So, 3 or 4 weeks ago now, something like that, I had a dream and I woke up. A good while before my alarm went off. Like a long time before my alarm went off. And I was laying there in the bed and I cracked one eye and I realized it's way too early for me to be trying to get up. It's like way too early. So I closed my eyes again and this sounds really weird. But everyone that I have said this to has gone, oh yeah, I thought I was crazy. But I heard a sound, but I didn't hear a sound. It was one of those thought sounds. But for some reason, my brain registered it as an external sound. Like, almost immediately, I knew it wasn't an external sound. But it was a sound in my head that for some reason registered as an external sound. Does that make sense? I'm gonna assume you said yes, because thus far, like I said, I've told this to like 4 people, and they've all gone, oh yeah. It made no sense to me. But, so I'm laying in the bed. I woke up early. I'm laying in the bed, and I hear the sound that's not a sound, and I go... Okay, that wasn't real, but I start listening intently just to make sure that I don't hear anything else, you know? Because it's early, and I'm not awake here, yet, and I'm like... And so I'm laying there, like, really intensely listening, trying to see if I hear anything else, when all of a sudden, directly above my head, BAM! There's this loud-ass boom that scared the crap out of me, because obviously it's way too early for me. Like, I've woken up, it was like an hour and a half or 2 hours or something like that before my alarm went off. Like, I'm not remotely awake yet. And then I hear sound that's not a sound, and I'm just intently trying to figure out a BAM! Ha! Like, I said that out loud. Like it was bad. But, so that was 3 or 4 weeks ago, right? Okay, we'll come back to that. Just remember that. So, today, I wake up, and I'm not quite feeling like coming straight in here and getting to work. So I kind of... So, I go out into the living room, and I'm watching an episode of X-Files. And while I'm watching an episode of X-Files, playing Hearthstone on my phone. And I'm playing I think it was a Kibler Khadgar Mage, and I had just turned the corner against I think it was a rogue. I think. But either way, I had just turned the corner, and I'm starting to mount a comeback. And I start hearing, well, to my right, the sound of dripping. And I'm like, what are those fools upstairs doing now? Huh. And I realized that it's a constant dripping that I've never heard before. I'm like, wait, that's not coming from upstairs. Uh-oh. So I open up the utility closet where my washer and dryer are and look down, and there's water pooling under my dryer. What? And I look around under the washer, and there's no water. It's all under the dryer. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any damn sense. And then I realize while my head is in there, the drip is still coming from the right. And I go, so shut those doors, and there's a little compartment here with the air handler. And so I open it up, and everything is just water. Just wet. It's dripping from the ductwork up above, down onto the wooden platform that's at about waist high, where the air handler sits, and from there it's running down into the floor, and it's starting to stand in the floor, and I'm like, So I stop the game I'm on, which sucks because I just turned the corner and was trying to mount a comeback, and I had to stop. And I'm like, okay, it's Saturday. What do? I need to call the emergency maintenance number. I have no idea what the emergency maintenance number is. It's posted outside the door, and the door to the office is directly across the parking lot. So I'm like, aha! So I put on shoes. I'm still in my jammies. I put on shoes, and I open up the door, and it says open. And I'm like, right, they're open for 4 hours on Saturday. Duh. So I book it across the parking lot. Just like the Chewie flash. And I run in, and as I was running, the next door, a neighbor upstairs, one up and one over, says something to the effect of, I ain't never seen you run that fast. And I didn't even have time to go, bitch, shut the hell up, I'm busy. Because I was focused, man. I was beeline. And so I ran across, and I'm like, there's water dripping from the ceiling in an air handler compartment down in the floor. And she goes, okay. She calls Jason, the maintenance guy, who lives upstairs from the office. And she's like, all right, he'll be over there in a minute. He'll figure it out. I said, awesome. I run back over here, and I grab 2 big-ass popcorn bowls. And I put them under the drips. But because it's dripping from somewhere up above onto the ductwork, and it's sort of running down until it drips off, there's no telling where it's going to drip. So I position the bowls where it's catching most of the water. And then whenever I hear it, like, dripping onto wood, I go in there and shift the bowls around until I'm catching most of the water. It's really frustrating. And at some point, it started to get, like, worse. I'm like, uh-oh. And I'm like, oh, and I run upstairs and beat on their door to say, hey, what's going on? Are you guys all right? Is everybody dead? Like, you being flooded? What? Nobody answered. And I went, of course. Because nobody's upstairs. That's why this is happening. And so I'm sitting there in the apartment, or in the living room, like, and I'm still just listening to the drip. And I'm like, oh, God. And suddenly I hear Jason knock on the upstairs door. Now, Jason knocks like he's the damn police. Like, bam, 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 bam. And I hear that, and I'm like, aha. And then I hear him up there doing stuff, and then suddenly the drip stops. I'm like, aha. He figured out what it was. And then he comes down and knocks on my door like he's the damn police. And I'm like, ah! And I open the door, and he's like, hey, man. And he comes in, and he checks everything, and he's like, oh, okay. Let me go get the shop vac. I'll suck up all this water for you. He goes to get the shop vac, and sucks up all the water, and he pulls out the dryer, and it rips the duct thing that goes from the dryer to the wall. It just rips that apart, and he's like, well, shit. All right, I'll get you a new one of those. Just give me a minute. And he sucks up all. I'm like, what happened? And apparently the pipe running from the air handler in the apartment upstairs got backed up, so the water wasn't running through the pipe. It was just sort of running out. And I said, damn, how bad is it up there? He's like, oh, it's not. It's all down here. And I went, great. But anyway, Jason got all that figured out because he's awesome. And he leaves. And I come back here and get to work and whatever. And I don't know, 6 or so hours later, dude upstairs gets home and finds out what's been going on or something, and comes down here and he's like, hey man, everything all right? I'm like, oh yeah, dude, Jason took care of everything. He's like, I looked everywhere, I didn't find any water. I'm like, yeah, Jason took care of everything. He goes, oh, okay. And we started shooting the breeze and whatnot, you know, friendly neighbors and stuff. And he said something like, if I don't get back upstairs soon, she's gonna yell at me. You probably hear us fighting sometimes. I'm like, actually no, all I ever hear from you guys is your washer, because their washer sometimes goes way off balance. It goes like, it's terrifying. I hear the kid and or dog run around, and the baby I'll hear cry like every once in a while, but it's the baby, you know, whatever. And I was like, oh, I did hear something, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I told him the story I told you at the beginning of this, and he goes, wait, which one's your room? And I'm like, the one to the left. And he goes, yeah, that was me falling out of the bed. I said, I'm sorry, what? He's like, so yeah, his girlfriend, she likes to stretch out and eat up the whole bed, you know, like you do. And then the kid likes to stretch out and take up even more of the bed, and he's sleeping on this tiny little sliver. And he said he was having one of those falling dreams, and he fell. And the sound I heard was his head hitting the corner of the nightstand. I as he fell out of bed. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I fell out of bed because I didn't have any bed to sleep on, and I hit the nightstand on the way down. He said that at work they gave him hell because he looked like he'd been in a fight, like Courtney finally knocked the hell out of him or something, which wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, so that was my adventure today of water pouring from the ceiling, and also finding out what that mystery noise was from like a month ago. So yeah, that's been my day. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, because it was, like, there was that moment of panic when there's just water coming from the ceiling, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And while I was across the parking lot talking to Veronica, I'm like, do I need to shut something off? She's like, it's coming from upstairs, stupid. And I'm like, right. It is, isn't it? Got it. Thanks.
Look at the world around you. Is it not more peaceful? Avengers, let's finish this.
Me. Well, crap, I thought I muted the desktop audio. My bad. I hit mute to try to shut it up. So, what you just heard was an ad for Avengers Endgame. Because I've got the Overwatch League open in a different tab, so I can get those Overwatch League points or whatever. Because they give you 3 for every hour you watch. And so I've just always got it open in another tab. Muted. But even though it's muted, the ads sometimes will just and not be muted. And that has scared the crap out of me multiple times. Once, earlier today, actually, I was sitting here, leaned into the screen, working on a Smash video, and all of a sudden, it just started. I'm like, and then was it last night? I think it was last night. I left the Overwatch League muted in a tab while I went out to the living room. And I'm just sitting there watching, I think it was an episode of Blacklist, when all of a sudden I hear voices coming from back in my apartment. And I'm like, what the hell was that? And I get up and I'm like, hello? And it's the damn Overwatch League, the Twitch ads that override my mute setting for some reason and pisses me off. So that's what that was. Apologies. Yeah, so that was just a quick Chewie vlog. Tell you what's going on and then explain the loud surprise. Sorry about that.